And I think that's kind of part of it, whereby you're always kind of going, have I got permission to come in here? Can
Yeah,
I?
because
Can
it's
I?
a woman, predominantly a woman's
That's
thing,
right.
isn't
So
it?
you're
Yeah.
suddenly thinking, oh my gosh, am I allowed here? Where do I put my head? Do I look
Yeah,
outside?
yeah.
Am I allowed to look inside?
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
So look,
Although we have done dresses for men, so
you've done dresses for men.
we have.
Wow. Look, I'm just pressing record. Um,
So we can chat.
yeah. So firstly, tell me your name.
Lisa Fowler, and Maureen Fowler is my mum, and the business is hers.
And what's the name of the business?
It's Simone's Bridal.
Simone's Bridal. And obviously, it does exactly as it says on the tin.
It's wedding dresses.
It is wedding dresses, yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely wedding dresses. And as you said, you also do prom dresses as well.
We do prom and we do bridesmaids and flower girl dresses.
So when did your mum set this business up then?
Right back in the 80s.
Back in the 80s?
Yeah. Back then we used to be children's wear, and then we changed, I think it was about 89, to bridal.
And any particular reason why you went bridal?
We'd had a lot of break-ins when they was doing refurbishment of the town, and when it was children's wear, it was really easy to sell them the products that they stole from you. So they was taking pushchairs and prams and children's clothes. So we'd already started doing a few flower girl dresses and things, and then we just made the transition slowly, and then it was like, right, okay, we'll move into doing bridal, and we stopped the children's wear.
And that's kind of, since then, it's kind of taken off for you.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, well, I was going to get married. And I thought,
No,
okay, wait,
I'm
I
not
can't make
married.
up my mind.
That's the best of it. I'm not married.
Why not? You should be.
I just never found the time.
Too busy making
I've been-
dresses.
Yeah, I've been with my partner for like 25 years-ish coming up. And we just never got round to it. But no.
So with the types of wedding dresses, so like, look, I'm totally clueless. I just think, white dress, that's it. I'm suddenly looking around and
They're
I'm kind of,
actually mainly ivory. All these are ivory. That's a white one, look.
oh, okay. Even the
Yeah.
colour I can't even get
Yeah.
right.
So the thing is when you see a lot of ivory, you think your brain goes white wedding, but it's not. It's mainly ivory and pale golds and things like that.
Ah, so it's,
Yeah.
and everyone says white wedding dress, don't they? When it's really,
and then you're sort of saying, it's actually ivory. And I go, oh, God, I didn't want to get married in white.
and what are there main kind of common styles or kind of like certain features?
There's different shapes. Some shapes suit certain body types more than others. So you tend to get to know, and we do fittings and let people try them on.
And is there any kind of superstition associated? Wasn't there
Some
always?
people don't like to have green bridesmaids because they don't want green in the wedding because that's supposed to be unlucky. Some people don't like purple for the same reason, although 5-6 years ago purple was the in colour, Cadbury's purple. But some families have more things than others. The main tradition is having blue in the dress,
Having blue in the dress. Is that
is it something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a sixpence in your right shoe? So we do a lot of that. And we always put a bit of blue in every dress that we sell.
Oh, so there's blue in these dresses
We
then?
will add it.
Oh,
to them,
so like a ribbon or something.
Yeah, ribbon. Usually it's a bow or a little rose.
Gosh, I did
on
not
the
know that's where that's where
how
that
you
came.
come from. Yeah.
Something borrowed, something blue. I did
Yeah,
not know that related to
yeah,
wedding dresses.
yeah.
No,
So
gosh.
people will borrow jewellery but we also do things like if somebody's lost a member of the family, we add jewellery to the underskirts and things like that. So they've got them with them on the wedding day. We do that a lot, don't we? Well, if they've got a ring or something, we'll
Put it on the inside of it.
Yeah, and if it's a ring, I usually stitch it to the bodice because it's by their art then.
Oh,
So
nice.
then they usually end up in tears, and we usually end up in tears.
So is that something you've thought of, or is that something that's kind of come over
Something we've always done over the years.
and it's probably become the norm now where everybody else is doing it?
it. I mean, we've had a few brides that we met before it all happened, and Nan came in with them. But when they've actually got married, Nan's gone.
Oh.
So we've had photographs that I've stitched into the skirts, but like jewellery, tend to put in the bodice by their art.
But that's a lovely kind of gesture.
It's
I'm welling up just hearing that.
Yeah.
Is is there that whole kind of superstition as well with, do you have that, or do you have people practicing that where they're not meant to see their daughter with the wedding dress on, the mom, or or am I making all this kind of stuff up?
No, some people don't like the bridesmaids to see, do they? And we have to have separate fittings.
Yeah.
Some don't want the fathers to see if they come into the fitting, but we don't really generally have men.
We've even had the grooms coming
Yeah, I mean,
with
we've
the
had a
brides
couple
and pick the
recently.
dresses.
Yeah.
And then we have the ones that we have to turn around really quickly, and I've done my fastest just recently, 3 days from meeting the bride to her collecting it.
No,
Yeah.
you made the dress?
That had to alter it.
Alter it,
Oh,
alter
it was a
it.
nightmare. So met her Friday, she picked it. I pinned the bodice, took the bodice in. She came back Friday with the shoes, did the length, shortened the dress, and then she collected it Sunday because she was travelling Monday.
Gosh.
You know, so, but that's the thing with a small family business. You can, you know, we put ourselves out to help her.
Have you ever had any funny stories, kind of, where people have done something strange, and you're like, wait there, what are you doing? And they say, this is our family's tradition.
No, not really.
Yeah.
We have ghost stories.
Ghost?
Because this building we have visitors from ghosts. And
Really?
things like
But
that.
what kind of ghost is it that you have visiting?
Well, there was
There was a little boy.
yeah, Mum.
little
Recently, Mum was that she saw a little boy.
Okay, wow.
That's about 2 years
Upstairs?
ago
Yeah,
now,
up
isn't
the
it?
stairs and
Yeah.
plastered in.
Yeah, we've got like banister at the top with a big like
Not long before, probably.
yeah, it's like a ball on the top, isn't it? And she sort of, as I was doing it, I was going downstairs, and she just held that. She moved out the way to let him pass, and she got to the bottom of the stairs, and then she comes straight back up. I said, I thought you was going downstairs. She says, I've just moved out the way for a little boy, a ghost. A boy's just gone past me. And I said,
And was she
"Oh."
just chilled about it, kind of quite relaxed?
We're quite open about things like that.
Okay. So,
There is a lady who had this shop when it was Priddins, and she had apparently a 4-poster bed in the loft room, and she used to go to the old cinema that we used to call the Flea Pit on the opposite side of the road, so far up, and she wanted to die at home and she didn't, so we hear her walking up and down the steps sometimes. That's a regular thing, isn't it? The stairs.
So do you-
we hear him walking, and then I'll say, "Go on then, Val, I'll have a cup of tea." And I think, well, he answered me, and she's down here, and she hasn't come upstairs, but I've heard steps going up.
so you hear, but you haven't seen.
No. There's only Mum who saw the little boy.
So, and are you kind of quite accepting of it, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of part of the fixture and fittings. Do you look at it as a positive omen?
Yeah. It's just part of the building.
Yeah.
She's just part of the building.
It's not as if she's wearing a dress,
No.
not a wedding dress.
No.
Or, I didn't know whether you kind of. Do you know her name?
No, we don't.
I don't know whether you kind of like went.
I haven't looked into it. It was just
Samantha, can you tell me which dress you reckon? And
Yeah.
suddenly there's like something that kind of moves.
Have you moved my scissors again? Because I cannot find them. Things like that go missing.
What are the kind of things going missing?
We'll have. It's only if scissors and things like that, isn't it? Or you put a needle and cotton down, and you turn around to go for it, and it won't be there, and you think, well, has it caught on me? So you check yourself, you look on the floor, you look around, and then you think,
Yeah.
am I tired and I'm not like seeing it? And then I say, have you seen my needle and cotton? And then the next thing, it's pinned on a pin cushion in a totally different place.
Wow.
And it's sort of like, I couldn't have put it there because I was in the steam room and that was in the front room.
If you were to give her a name, what would her name be? Without kind of upsetting her, you know.
Well, we haven't.
Did you say it was pretties?
It was Priddins.
Well, what did they used to do?
That was children's wear.
Priddins, children's wear.
Yeah.
So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you've talked about that.
It went
children's,
full link round,
and then there's
It
a
used
little
to be the
boy
nursery
that you
side,
talk about, a little boy,
Yeah.
and what have you. So,
And to get it even more weirder, the business is named after my brother who died when he was 18.
oh my
His name was
gosh,
Simon, but couldn't call it Simon, so we just made it a little bit longer, made it Smalls.
has he paid you a visit?
It might. I would imagine it would be him if he was moving things around.
Yeah.
Simon would do that. He was like
he was
torment.
torment?
Yeah, he was a torment. He died things.
Gosh,
So you know if that was him.
what did he enjoy doing?
He was into music and used to play darts in the local pubs locally.
Yeah.
Pubs in the darts teams and things like that. So very active doing all that.
You sound like you were quite close with him.
Yeah, it was. I was only 11 when he died.
Oh,
so,
gosh.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
yeah.
He didn't die, not
Yeah,
naturally.
no, he was
got
murdered.
He got killed.
You
Oh.
don't necessarily want to have that bit on there.
No, which is fine. No,
He
if
was
you're happy
murdered,
with
yeah.
me, I
don't
think.
mind you now. I'll talk about him regularly.
Yeah. No, and if
it's-
I was to talk about him, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, when we
Yeah.
died, I mean.
How did he die, if you don't mind me asking? You say he wasn't natural, or somebody killed.
Killed him. Yeah. A friend of his got beat up, and he was in the frying pan in Darliston, and he wanted to find. He'd gone on holiday and he'd come back, and he couldn't understand why the police wasn't doing anything about his mate being beat up. So he was asking around, but he didn't realise that he was chatting to a member of the gang that beat his friend up. So the frying pan had got a disco on at the time, and he says, right, now I'm leaving to his mate. I'm going to go. He didn't give me good vibes, so I'm leaving. He didn't really want to talk. So when he went outside, this chap was waiting for him with an iron bar, because my brother was 6'2", I think, if I remember. He was always tall to me, so.
Yeah.
And he waited outside with an iron bar, which he'd got maxed off at the one end so he could see him. And because this chap was little and he knew judo and that, he managed to kick him in a such a way so my brother doubled up and kicked him in the back of the head, which thankfully in one way killed him instantly. But
Gosh.
no, so that was not a nice experience.
So sorry to hear that. That's just terrible.
No.
And this guy has ended up getting time and got caught.
We won't go down the justice system because
Okay.
6 months for murdering somebody is nothing. He got 18 months, and because he was already in jail for 12 months by come to trial, they just let him go. They just went, don't do it again.
But
He was a bit of a drug dealer, and from what I can gather now, he's only got one eye because he sold bad drugs to somebody and somebody knifed him in the eye. But whether that bit was true, I don't know. But, doesn't matter what happens to him, it'll never justify what's happened to our family. Yeah. So,
was your brother a lovable rogue as well? Would you?
he was, yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. When we had his funeral, do you know Wednesbury at all?
I don't. No, go on.
Because he worked in Franchise Street, and so the hearses went that way, so everybody at work could come out. And the whole of Franchise Street had everybody from the bottom of the street. It's a very long street. There was people waiting for him to go past in the car, and that. And then the pub at the top of the road, he played darts for. So they were all out. So that all went down Old Park Road. It's a memory that it's still there. Seeing all them people waiting.
Just showing their respect to him because he was such a lovable person.
Yeah, because he'd do anything for anybody, which is unfortunate because that was how he got killed, really. Because
he was trying to sort out his own. And I assume to a certain degree, indirectly, you try and sort out people's problems in here, where they come in and they go.
I'm a softie, and if they start getting upset, I'll go on, I'll do it.
Do you ever be honest in that sense of where you look at a dress and somebody puts it and then you're kind of going, oh my gosh,
We do.
I can't,
We will.
she can't wear that. No. It looks and she's going, oh no, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and it doesn't fit.
No, we're just like, can you just try this style on? See what you think.
With generally in terms of like with a wedding dress, how can you tell it's a good fit on a person?
So when I'm in it, they should look $1 million. They should look in the mirror and see a princess. You know what I mean? They should be able to like take their breath away almost.
It's just that moment where you go, wow! It's almost like a complete transformation.
Yeah.
And if it's not happening, you're going, mate, you don't look $1 million, you look more like a quid.
Well, no, we'd say it's really nice, but just try this one on. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And then you go with others, they'll try the first one, fall in love with that, but they'll try 18 on, and then go back to the first one because they've just got to make sure there's nothing else. Yeah.
So how long? So when you get somebody who comes in to try a dress, this sounds like you said 18 dresses there.
They'll come back several times.
So you're almost talking half a day or a whole day,
Our appointments are an hour.
An hour, and they just.
They do sometimes run over.
Yeah.
So.
If it happens that we haven't got
one after them.
Yeah.
They'll run over. Yeah.
So you said earlier on as well, the wedding dresses are also made for men as well.
Yeah, we have done many in the past.
And does that style change as such, or is there kind of similar?
It is different for them because I've usually got prosthetic boobs and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So it depends what underwear that they've
purchased.
We don't get very many. We had one for
No.
at least 5 or 6 years now. Because the one chap that used to come regularly, his wife died and we just didn't see him since, have we?
So you're kind of going, look, we're open to anybody. The
Yeah,
wedding, it's a case of
yeah.
if you're spending the money, come and spend it in here.
Well, yeah. I know.
it's
The
just
only
out
thing
there,
we
we
do,
don't-
if men are trying on, is we try and do it as a late appointment because not everybody's open-minded.
Yeah,
And we wouldn't want to upset them by coming out and then have a load of women who didn't agree.
yeah.
And
Kind of
then
making
see-
those judgments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And you just think, you know, the world's full of a very diverse amount of people. And if they want to wear dresses, let them wear dresses.
And what's the most expensive dress that you've ever sold in here? Because
Because
obviously I know it'll vary because like if somebody's got the where they want pinning
Yeah.
and what have you, and because it's a memory.
We've ever done was 1,000.
1,750.
That's the dearest one, isn't it? Yeah.
And
But
and
we don't have them that dear now because of that shop opening down there and now like a supermarket on wedding dresses. We've had to be. We can't do really dear dresses now because they're all after cheap. So
but what you offer is good customer service.
yeah, they don't offer any.
And kind of go, we'll make sure this fits you, as opposed to
Yeah,
going that just kind of
yeah.
fits. And at the cheaper end of the market, is there a cheap dress as such? Without, I'm not saying
Well,
you know.
all these are sale, so all you know. If
So 300 quid is that cheap? I don't know.
Yeah.
It is okay.
the average is yeah.
£100.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are
We do
you?
prom dresses dearer than some of the wedding dresses.
And I assume that's the market now at the moment is the prom dresses where the kids.
It is with prom sort of October time onwards, so these are just bridesmaids dresses at the moment.
And do you get people kind of not saying, you know, there's this terrible thing of where people are buying clothes and then sending it back going, I didn't use it, I haven't used it, I want my money back. Do you get people trying to do that with you with wedding dresses where they go, I didn't get married, I didn't get
Yeah.
married, and you're like, hey, you mate.
We did on COVID and that, but they have to realise that when you're having a wedding dress or you're ordering bridesmaids dresses, you're ordering something specific for you, and it's made specifically
Yeah.
for you, unless it's a sale dress.
Yeah,
But if you pay a deposit on something, you're entering a contract to say you're going to buy it,
yeah.
and we can't pay our rent by saying, oh well, you know, Miss
Yeah.
Smith
Yeah,
said is
can't
going
do
to
it.
buy this dress, so when she pays me, I'll pay our rent.
Yeah.
You know, it's a contract, and
Yeah.
you know, some people like to change the dress sometimes. I think
Oh,
they've done it too
gosh.
fast,
Yeah.
and then they usually end up with the first one that they went with. But you know, there's
I
a
assume you're
lot,
just, and that
yeah.
I assume that's the massive unique selling point for you guys is whereby if somebody does change your mind, you'll try and be fair about it and kind of go,
Yeah.
listen, we can do this, but we can't do that because
Yeah.
of this.
Well, we also do all the alterations, so a lot of the time it's sort of like, well, try your dress on again, and I'll show you what it looked like when it's pinned and it's altered.
Okay.
Because some of them can't see that.
Oh,
They
okay.
want it to fit perfectly straight off. They never. In all the years that we've been doing it, there's 2 dresses. The one lady works in Greg's,
Yeah.
and her dress fit her perfectly. It didn't need anything doing other than the fact that she had lilac beads attached to it. And then this year, was it Sally? Not Sally Ann. The lady who had my favourite dress. Medding was postponed. She had nothing done to it, did she?
No.
Well, we've only ever had two people have had no alterations done. Because you've got to be tall and you've got to have the figure that fits with, you
Fit to
know.
it.
Normally, if the bust fits, the waist doesn't fit. If the waist fits, then the bust
Something else
doesn't.
doesn't
So it
fit.
has to be
And with
fit.
most of the colours, are they the ivory colours or the shades
for
of?
weddings, yeah.
for weddings.
Yeah,
You
bridesmaids
don't-
vary.
Okay.
What
You don't kind of go, and perhaps I was kind of looking at, you know, like sometimes in the Asian community, they go red, don't they, or a
Yeah,
bit
but
of pink.
They have their traditional dress.
Traditional,
for the
okay.
red. They'll have ivory.
Okay,
for the registry
for
office.
the registry office
Yeah.
and do that.
Yeah.
No, that is great.
She's just altered an Asian dress, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that was a traditional dress. It
Oh,
was-
so you do traditional dresses as well,
Yeah,
wedding dresses.
yeah.
So
Oh,
even though
it was so heavy.
yeah,
My son had
it's
to
the
mould
they
it
call it a
on
lenga,
surgeon.
don't they? A lenga. Was it
Oh,
a
I
lenga?
haven't got a clue. Not the
Yeah.
two-piece.
Oh, not the
It
two-piece.
was, It was a one-piece, thankfully, because if it was a two-piece, I don't think it would have held on the skirt would have held up. But yeah, I know. I couldn't take it in as much as I wanted to because there was no zip in it.
Oh,
So I
okay.
can only take it in so far and then I put it over her head, but it was so heavy.
Okay.
The detail on it was beautiful, but
Yeah.
no.
I assume you
yeah.
kind of use that for inspiration for yourself, where you kind of go, I like this detail, could add that in if you wanted to, or you know what, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. With wedding dresses, generally, hopefully people only wear them once. Though some people may wear them several times. Do you have that where some people, you're like, oh my gosh, she's coming in,
We
gave
do
her
marry people twice. We've got a lady who married years ago and we're marrying again.
But
Oh.
you do have them where they're going abroad, they get married abroad,
Yeah.
and then 2 weeks after, they have the party here.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have it cleaned and then
I'll have it or
come
twice.
back a week.
I mean, once that's gone, most of the time they're just in the wardrobe, aren't they?
Yeah. We used to years ago make the wedding dresses into christening robes, but I don't think people have the children christened now like they used to.
So there's not really much more you can do with them, can you? Afterwards, I mean, I assume
You just sell them off. Or
Yeah.
second hand or
Yeah.
not. I couldn't turn it into a gown of some type, a ball gown, could you? Or
Some
really?
dresses can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends on what they've chosen.
Yeah.
It's just the more the colour then, because most ball gowns, if you have an ivory ball gown, it looks like a wedding dress.
Yeah.
So you know.
Look, it's been so helpful. I
Yeah.
really, you know.
What was the date you said?
So I think it's the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of September. It's a Friday and
They're
Saturday.
doing a carnival thing for Wednesbury. I suppose it's to do with
Yeah.
opening up the marketplace. And everybody's
Exactly.
busy.
So what's happening is
Yeah.
Wednesbury Market's opening up. My background is I'm an actor, and
He's doing like little mini tours.
what I'm doing is I'm doing a mini tour, and I saw your shop yesterday. So I met my director, and I went, "Oh wow, look at this shop!" But you weren't open, and for some reason I thought it was Thursday today, and just by chance I've knocked on the door, and obviously
Lisa.
I've opened up, and I was saying, so what would be kind of quite nice is just coming in here and talking about the shop, you know, and maybe some of the stories. I really like your brother's story.
Yeah.
I want to incorporate it somewhere.
Yeah.
And
great.
I might not use it here because I'm hoping, you know, with the funeral guys, Webbs, I might have a,
Well,
you know,
Webbs
little.
did our funeral, did Simon's funeral.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
Avril's lovely, and also they've been in the town for many years.
yeah,
So
I think they're 110 years. I think they're.
I'm pretty sure that they did have.
Are you one of the longest serving shops here generally?
There isn't.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, with
I think so.
O'Connell's and here,
You've
then
been here,
Webbs.
what, over 30 years, is it?
I know Teddy Gray's is there, but
Teddy Gray's.
I really want to go to the sweet shop down there because he's more independent.
Yeah.
Whereas they're kind of part of a bigger
Big
chain.
Yeah.
You know, so-
yeah.
They've got rid of most of them.
And
now,
most of the
haven't
staff seem to have gone, and they
The
used to open
shops-
Sundays, and they don't
used
open
to have
Sundays now.
yeah,
And
they used to have a shop in Great Bridge all over the place. But
Yeah.
they don't now.
They don't do it
Yeah.
now.
No.
I'm trying to think who else has been here a long
So I'm
time.
thinking of the, you know, the DIY shop.
Yeah, household stores.
Yeah, just up
Yeah.
there, and then I'm going to go to the florist, just up here. You know the florist.
You mean past Co-op? The
Where are we
Co-op.
here? I'm just.
Yeah,
you know, you go here and you take a left.
Yeah, you're going towards Weatherspoons. You've got to go further down and then.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
She's just there. On
Yeah.
that,
They've got the post
Yeah.
office.
yeah,
Yeah,
opposite
Papa's
the Wines and Spirits building, is it? The old Wines and Spirits building.
That's the old.
You've got to go straight
That's the
away
funeral
down
parlour
here.
now.
Oh, is it?
On
Okay.
the
Yeah.
corner. So if you
Yeah,
go
that's
down
right,
To,
it's
go
where
to
the-
the post office and then you turn left
Yeah.
there.
So that I interviewed her yesterday,
Yeah.
and so again I want to. So it kind of ties in for me a little bit. Flowers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wedding.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like ties in. So for me,
And
that
the only thing that's not that someone should do around it is a shoe shopping. Isn't it?
Yeah, the shoe shops are all gone now. The corner ones, the two
Yeah.
old ones have
I mean,
Yeah.
the times we've been asked, is there anywhere where we can get
Get
wedding
shoes,
shoes and
yeah.
things like that?
yeah.
But our shop's not big. We used to do them, but we're not big enough now.
No.
there's not much space.
So what I'll do is I'll have a musician with me as well. So and what it is it's not a long piece. It's literally 10 minutes max. So what I do is I'd come in, make sure that if you've got customers in here, I don't come in because I clear it with you. If you go, yeah, look, it's okay, they're only just browsing, then that's the only time I'll come in.
Yeah.
And they can hear the story as well. So it's not a case of, because anyone can come, it's free. So I bring them in, we have the violinist, and I went, the first thing you think of, here comes a bride, you know, in terms of the music. You know,
Yeah.
we just have that. But what I do is I tell the story of the shop.
Yeah.
And then, and people get a feel of it. And if they weren't aware of this shop, they're suddenly
Yeah.
aware of it.
Some people
and-
call it a bit TARDIS as well because the back room's bigger than this room.
Are we allowed to go into that
Yeah,
area?
can have a look?
Yeah.
I wouldn't take anybody on the day. Yeah, because we've
Oh, wow.
see if we've got fittings, they'll be in this room, you see.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's why the front room would be okay. And if anybody
Okay.
was waiting, they'd be waiting in the front.
Oh, wow, I love these mirrors.
Yeah, well.
And you know what? It would be ideal for me if there was no one in. And I kind of went, look at all these wedding dresses. I want you to look there. Now look at the mirror. And you're like, wow. You
I'll
know.
be honest,
Curtain will be nice.
hopefully on a Saturday we'll be busy. You won't be able to come in here.
Oh, okay. Oh
the
gosh.
front room would be at,
Yeah.
that would
So that'd be a
great, yeah.
Friday. So what I'd do is I'd let you know the times
Yeah.
that I'm coming. So you're
Yeah.
kind of, and I wouldn't want to do anything untowards. I'm not there, as I said, to upset
yeah.
you. All I'm there is to
No,
kind of go,
no.
let's celebrate the
I
shop.
think it's nice for the town to have something like this, and I was just saying the old buildings wise. I mean, West Bromwich Building Society is a really old
Yeah.
building,
Yeah, that's
and the dance studio.
Where's that?
The dance
Above
studio is
it.
next door to the West Bromwich Building Society, and you have to go upstairs.
And is it being used now?
Yeah, still
I
open.
do proper dance.
Yeah,
And they're still doing dancing in there?
Yeah, they do children's dances, and they even do. We've had some couples go there to learn first dance and things.
Oh,
like
they
that.
learn the first dance of the dancing
Yeah,
studio
yeah,
itself.
Yeah.
Do you know whether your mum and dad ever went?
My mum and dad never went there.
No, I just don't know whether I was just kind of like if they went to that particular dance studio.
No, I don't think she was there then. It's I think it's Leslie,
Yeah.
if memory serves. I used to go to a Keep Fit class there many years ago.
Uh-huh.
But I think
But it
it's
has
Leslie.
been there. a bit
Yeah,
since.
it's been there a long time. I was just trying to think of things that have been here.
Yeah.
for-
Did
for
your
a
mum
long
and
time.
dad always kind of wanted to get into clothing generally, or?
My dad it was my mum's side of it. My dad didn't really do anything towards the business.
Okay.
Other than be the chauffeur until I learnt to drive.
Oh, okay, kind of going.
Yeah, because it was children's wear and and prams and things.
Uh-huh.
So that we was more involved in it when it was like that. But
Yeah.
then when it went to bridal,
Has your mum still got her wedding dress? I want you to hear you say yes.
I'm afraid not now because
You
it's
don't
cut
say,
off.
say yes to the dress.
No,
Yeah,
it's cut
yeah.
off for my christening robe.
Oh,
Mum's,
come.
Mum's wedding dress was my christening robe. So,
Oh,
which I don't know where it is now because it was lent to my uncle for my cousins. I don't know whether we ever got
But
it
your
back.
mum made years gone
Yeah.
by before I started.
that's kind of quite nice, isn't it? Where it's passed down through the
Yeah.
generations, isn't it? Where somebody goes,
Yeah.
oh, your mum wore this or
Yeah.
grandma wore this, and it's then
Yeah.
suddenly passed on to
Yeah.
each of the generations.
Yeah, she made a few, didn't she?
Yeah, we've done a few from wedding dresses to christening robes, but like I said, I don't think they christen the children now like they used to, or they do it when they're older,
Yeah.
because they used to do it within the first 2-3 weeks when they were really little, and you could have really long gowns because there was old in them. But now when they're like one, you're restricted because they want to be walking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
Yeah,
it. What
yeah.
I'll do, so I'm aware that you're open Thursday, Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
on Wednesdays as well,
Well,
but I don't advertise it.
No, which
It's
is
when I get
fine.
the alterations done.
I tell you, we have been so roughed off our feet, ain't we?
I know,
We're just like
I know.
slowing down now, ain't
Yeah,
we? We've got a
touch
couple
wood.
of steaming to do.
Try and
but
catch up
we
with
are
everything.
just slowing down.
So when-
Yeah.
in terms of the approach, is steaming the last thing that you do once the dress is done?
Yeah, when they
And
collect
then
them once
our
they're
home
steamed.
waiting for them to cut
Yeah.
and so forth. Yeah.
So with your whole process, is it a case of you look at them, you do the design, you get the material, you make the dress?
We don't do that, so no,
No.
they try the dresses
To
on.
try the dresses
samples.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We've got
They wouldn't
companies.
pay for.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
very
it
bespoke,
is,
isn't it?
yeah,
So, but
yeah,
whereas
so they-
still they try the dresses on, and then you
Yeah,
kind of make
yeah.
all the alterations, and then you finish with this. You're waiting for them. Do you get them to sign a piece of paper to say, "I want this one"? Do they have to?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have to sign a contract.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to
Yeah.
sign a contract,
Yeah.
so they can't change your mind. Tough, you've signed it.
We have done it where, you know, we said you can
They're
change
not
it
happy
once as long as we've got time to
order it and change
Yeah.
it. I mean, they
Yeah.
can't
But-
like wait until the fitting, which is a
Yeah.
month before the wedding, and say, "Oh, I want to change
Yeah.
it
Change
now,"
it,
because
yeah.
it'd be like, "Well, you've had," because a lot of, I mean, we've got weddings booked for 2024
Oh gosh.
because they work. It gives them time to pay it off because we do a
Yeah.
monthly.
And I assume the
payment
hardest.
scheme.
I assume the hardest thing is that with weight, isn't it? Everyone's weight varies, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
but
When
it's
it,
different,
you know
yeah.
whether they gain weight or whether they lose weight, and you're kind of thinking, "Gosh, that fitted you the last time you tried it."
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
main
Especially with your seat.
part of
Yeah.
people that we have to alter is shoulders because we're all different
But,
on
yeah.
our shoulders.
Yeah,
We've got
petite in
some
the torso.
sloping ones, up
Yeah.
like broad like myself, and
Yeah.
you know, there's all
Yeah.
sorts, and you might get the strap slipping off more on one than the other. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the main one.
Yeah.
I never knew until it was many years ago. I went to have I had a suit and I was trying a suit on. It was like I was quite young, and I tried it on and I went, guys, you need to give me this jacket cheaper. And they said, why? I said, because one of the sleeves is shorter than the other. It's actually, one of my arms is longer than the other.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
never
I never realised. I never
Oh, no,
realised.
you was going to say the vent was stitched up.
No,
You
no,
didn't
no,
realise.
no,
'Cause the amount of people that come in with jackets on, I'll say, do you realise the tags are still in your jacket? You need to have them undone.
Yeah. But I think some men think now it's the fashion.
Yeah, when it has the cross in the back.
Oh,
It's
then,
not.
yeah. That's, yeah.
We're all slightly different on one side to
Good.
the
We all
other.
are, yeah.
We're not,
We all
not
have that,
reflections.
Yeah.
But listen, thank you so much for your time. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it. And I'll keep you updated
Okay,
anyway.
that's
Thanks a lot.
nice.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks a
thank
lot.
you.
Enjoy your day. I'll let you get back to your alterations.
Oh, we're at the hospital.
Oh, yeah, hopefully. I think that's, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's
thank
great.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.